Tell me this, Alexis, because I wonder, is the fact that the defense didn't give an alternative story or version going to hurt the defense? Is it too much to leave it to the jury to say, we're not going to give you a lot, we'll give you enough that it's reasonable doubt, but we can't give you a clear picture of this is what happened instead?
I think from a strategic standpoint that it was a smart decision. I think when you start giving jurors or people in general all these alternative things, it may confuse the direction that you want them to stay on. I think the testimony and evidence that was presented was enough to allow the jurors on their own to make that jump. I think that keeps their thought pattern very clear. And also, they don't want the confusion that they had, obviously, with that previous jury verdict form.
Alexis, it's crazy. I mean, this in and of itself could be reasonable doubt because it doesn't necessarily make sense. He drives a snowplow for a living. He has to look at what he's doing. He has to be looking at where the snow is and where he's driving. And he saw the flagpole. 3 times he passed that home. He saw nothing. What do you think a jury might do with this information?
Exactly, Judge Ashley. I mean, it's crazy. He's driving by. He has no skin in this game. He is just, doing his job, and he's saying, no, I didn't see it. I look for these things all the time. There was no body there. This is very, very compelling. I think the jury is going to really look at this testimony, and I agree. We could have reasonable doubt just from this.
Only 11 witnesses this go round, much shorter case. What do you think about Karen Reed choosing not to testify, Alexis? A mistake, or is it the right move?
I think it's the right move. I mean, it's a rare situation as defense counsel that you want to put your client on the stand. I think strategically that's why they were doing those videos, even though we know the juror isn't supposed to be looking at those videos. But I think that was one of the reasons that those videos that they were doing, knowing they were never going to put her on the stand.
And Alexis, they are disturbing details, and even if it's consensual, which the jury has to decide whether or not they believe it was, you think about all of the things that these people have to testify to them doing at these sex parties and freak-offs. And I think it'll turn a lot of stomachs regardless of the consent part, but that's the piece the jury has to focus on.
I mean, even if you can't get to, that there was consent, it's still toxic. I mean, there's no doubt about that. And the problem is that I think it's going to turn off people that have victims who have actually sustained, sexual assault from testifying, because they're now hearing what these witnesses have to go through and how much detail they have to go into. But it truly is disturbing. I agree.